Hello, guys. Welcome to the Casual Horror Fan channel. If you notice, I have teeth. Today, we're going to be reviewing a fun list from ChatGPT. This is the 10 best 90s horror films according to ChatGPT. We'll see if I agree, disagree. Maybe I haven't seen it. We're going to go in blind. And without further ado, we're going to start. Number 10, From Dusk Till Dawn from 1996. Begins as a crime thriller before taking a wild horror turn. Why watch? Action-packed, gory, and endlessly entertaining. I like the crime thriller aspect of this movie. I don't like when it turns into zombies or werewolves or whatever. I think it's werewolves. It just totally threw me off. I know that that's the idea, but it just was too over the top. It didn't do it for me. I think other movies have done similar stuff that I liked. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, honestly. Number 9. Misery from 1990, a suspenseful adaptation of Stephen King's novel about obsession and captivity. Why watch? An Oscar-winning performance and relentless tension. Yes, this should be on this list. My issue is that it's not higher on the list because Misery is not just one of the greatest horror films of the 90s. It's one of the greatest horror films of all time. And on top of that, I would consider Misery just one of the greatest films of all time. You have Kathy Bates, who wins an Oscar for this, well-deserving, one of a handful in horror. You have James Caan, God rest his soul, who's a phenomenal actor. I absolutely love James Caan. Both of them knock it out of the park. The chemistry between the two, or the lack thereof. Guys, if you have not seen this movie, just watch it. It is so good. It's endlessly rewatchable. It's creepy. It's dark. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. There's so many different elements of horror that it's just an amazing story. Watch Misery. Yes, it should be on this list. It should not be at number 9, though. It should be at like 2 or 1. Number 8 is one I haven't seen. It's Audition from 1999. It starts as a drama before evolving into deeply unsettling psychological horror. Why watch? Masterful tension, unforgettable final act. I'm pretty sure this is a foreign film. Maybe I'll get to it eventually. Number 7 is also one I have not seen. It's Event Horizon from 1997. I know, I need to see this one. A terrifying blend of science fiction and supernatural horror. Well, the thing is, I'm not a big sci-fi guy. I tend to not really enjoy sci-fi movies. I'll watch this eventually, but unfortunately, I have not seen it yet. Number 6 is Ringu from 1998, the Japanese horror classic that inspired numerous remakes. Okay. I would be happier with The Ring being on this list. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's for a Western audience. It's not really, but, whatever. My channel's obviously for a Western audience. The Ring is not an all-time great movie, but it was, like, super impactful, culturally relevant. I was endlessly memed. It should be on this list. I thought Ringu was good, but I saw it after seeing The Ring, and it just didn't scare me the way The Ring has. I've spoken about The Ring on this channel before. Dude, it wasn't just me, though. It was like every millennial, like within a 7-year radius, like you didn't want to pick up a phone for a week. It was just a super impactful movie. Again, I don't think it's aged that well. But anyway, number 5, we have the Blair Witch Project from 1999. The found footage phenomenon that changed independent horror forever. Why watch? Minimalist, immersive, and highly influential. So the thing about the Blair Witch Project is it's a little bit before my time. I always think this movie's like 96. It's actually 99. It's not like that. I was 10 when it came out. So my parents definitely wouldn't have let me see it in the theaters, but I'm surprised it took me so long to see this. I don't think I saw this until I was like in my 20s. And maybe it was just because like the excitement over this movie by the time I was a teenager and would have seen it had already kind of worn off. Like this was sort of like a firework where like it just exploded and everyone talked about it. It was memed, all of that. And then it was like, okay, yeah, that was cool. Obviously, it impacts found footage, but I also, as I say, like I don't know, just because like you started a subgenre, if that subgenre sucks, I don't know if you should get like a lot of credit for starting it. I say that in music all the time. Like found footage, yeah, there's some good films, but like overall, has it like really enriched the horror landscape? Not really. I don't know. Like, I'm a big fan of Creep. I'm a big fan of Paranormal Activity 3. I'm more a fan of like mockumentary or like fake documentaries than I am found footage. Those are kind of the same. But overall, the Blair Witch Project, outside of the influence, outside of the really cool marketing campaign, is just like kind of horrible. the camera work, it's a really difficult watch for me. Next is another one I'm not that into either. It's Jacob's Ladder from 1990, a surreal psychological horror about trauma, memory, and reality. I wanted to like this one. I can't remember who stars in it. It's a really famous actor and who I like a lot. And it just doesn't I feel like it hasn't aged that well. And it's weird, like it's not that old, but I'm not that into it, man. It's not a bad movie. If you haven't seen Jacob's Ladder and you like 90s horror, I would definitely recommend watching it. Like, it's not bad. I just don't think it's great. I don't think it really belongs on this list. At number 3, it's Candyman from 1992, a chilling urban legend brought to life with haunting themes and unforgettable imagery. Okay, here's the thing about Candyman. I feel it's making a second push. And here's the thing. People were aware. It's not like this just went under the radar in the 90s. Like, this is before my time, and I was like well aware of Candyman. I was well aware of like, you don't want to say it 3 times in the mirror. Like, it was like relevant in the zeitgeist. And then I feel like the 2000s hit, and it was like we looked back at the 90s, and it was like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Candyman like kind of went away, you know, or like, you know, more like Jason and Freddy and Chucky, right? And Candyman kind of like slipped away. And I feel like today people are looking back and they see like, oh, it's like, you know, there's this subplot of like, or these subtones of like racial and class issues, which is kind of interesting. But on its face, I don't think Candyman is that good. Like, I definitely don't think it's a third best film of the 90s. I think it's good. I wouldn't be angry with it at like number 9 or 10, but I don't think it's like an all-time great. I definitely don't think it's the third best film of the 90s. At number 2 is one I definitely don't have an issue with. It's one of my favorite films of all time, and it's Scream from 1996, reinvented the slasher genre with sharp humor and self-aware storytelling. So Scream is awesome on its face. And even if you don't get all the references, which are like, they explain themselves at times, but like, you're not going to get everything, right? If you're not like into horror, but you could still totally appreciate it. Like, my brother liked Scream, and he's like, doesn't watch horror, you know, he's like a little bit older than me. So this was like really relevant to his age or his coming of age years. But the thing I love most about Screamer is like, first of all, it's an amazing slasher. It's a good story. Ghostface is great. Characters are awesome. All of that, sure. But on top of that, like, yeah, it's self-aware and it pokes fun, but without spitting in the face of horror, right? It's not offensive. It doesn't mock what was done previously. It's a nod to what was done previously. And being able to do that while also standing alone as an awesome slasher is what makes this so good. Love Scream. Definitely should be on this list. I'm happy that ChatGPT got that one right. I think it's the only one that I agree with thus far. And number 1, I also like. It is Silence of the Lambs from 1991, a gripping psychological horror thriller featuring one of cinema's most memorable villains. Yeah, I mean, Hannibal Lecter is absolutely iconic. You have Anthony Hopkins in, I think was definitely his best role. This movie is so good. It's so obnoxious when people say it's not a horror. I think it's as much of a horror film as it is a thriller. Of course, I heard a saying recently, like it's not a, when it becomes a thriller is when people think it might be able to, you know, win awards, right? Which kind of makes sense. But obviously, this is a classic, really a classic crime drama horror thriller. Fun. Performances are fantastic. Mood, score, setting, lighting, cinematography, everything about this movie is perfect. It's also, the rewatch factor is big for me. Silence of the Lambs is infinitely rewatchable. This is a movie you can watch 10, 15, 20 times. Not that I have, but I have watched it 5 or 6 times. I would say the same thing about Scream, Misery, etc. If I watch a movie once and I enjoy it, and then like I think it doesn't have that like, I should revisit it. And I'm like, I'm not, you know, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought. But anyway, that's the list. We could actually also look at a couple of the honorable mentions. They have Tremors. Tremors is like a cute movie. Bram Stoker's Dracula. I don't like Bram Stoker's Dracula. I don't know. I know people enjoy it. I think it's terrible. It's almost unwatchable. The Sixth Sense. Honestly, I think The Sixth Sense should have made this list. I think The Sixth Sense should be on this list. I think we could replace Jacob's Ladder with The Sixth Sense. That would be a good move there. In the Mouth of Madness, I'm planning on watching this. I actually haven't watched this. Army of Darkness, I haven't seen because I've never really been a big Evil Dead guy, so probably won't see it. I don't know. But anyway, guys, that's my list. Let me know what you think, what you agree with, what you disagree with, and I will see you guys in the next one.